mic till I'm filthy rich. Got that scratch if you got that itch. You tryna come through to catch my flu, hush. Let's go!
I'm super stoked to be here at Texas Pride Barbecue. I'm about to meet legendary Max Baca and his nephew Josh. They're Grammy winners, and Max has played with Los Lobos, Flaco Jimenez of Texas Tornadoes. I'm excited to learn his story and how he incorporates roots. Max, Josh, Los Tex Maniacs, legends. Tell me about Los Tex Maniacs.
Well, we're what you call a Tex-Mex conjunto. Started the Los Tex Maniacs 1997. Prior to that, I played about 10 years with the Texas Tornadoes.
And this is your nephew?
My nephew, Josh.
Yeah.
He was in need of a new accordion player, and I just moved over to San Antonio, Texas. I come from a generation of accordion players. My grandfather and my father played accordion.
So he's taking his dad's place. It passed on the torch, you know. And I got inspired by the bajo sexto, you know.
Which is
this 12-string guitar here with bass strings and guitar strings, and it's pretty much a rhythm instrument that was designed to take the place of the left-hand side of the accompaniment part of the accordion. So the bajo sexto took that place of that.
That's right.
The accordion is the Tex, and the bajo sexto is the Mex. This music's part of our culture, you know. It's you know, back in the days when the migrant farm workers, you know, we were working the fields and working for a living. This was our means of entertainment, just these two instruments. You know. Por primera vez yo me enamoré bajo de la luna. Back then there was they didn't have PA systems or anything like that. It was just so you had to play loud and strike it hard.
We stick more to the traditional side of things and keep it as authentic as we possibly can, but also throwing in, you know, a little blues lick, a little rock and roll lick, a little country twang or something into a conjunto song.
It's an honor to speak to you both. So with that, salud.
Salud.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I'm headed to Vinyl Edge, a legendary record store in Houston that carries a little bit of everything. I'm here to meet the owner, Chuck Roast.
First thing, Chuck Roast. Can you talk to me about that name?
DJ name.
DJ name? Yeah.
Punk rock DJ.
Okay.
I did 25 years of radio DJ, and I needed a name to remain hard to find in the public.
Right.
Because I was doing some pretty wild stuff.
Okay, so you need that alias.
Walking through, I think, a Safeway or a Kroger store.
Yeah.
And just looking at meat.
That's awesome.
And yeah, Chuck Roast seemed like the thing.
That's cool. So talk to me about, you know, Vinyl Edge. We're here in the Heights.
You couldn't find a lot of punk rock records in record stores back then because it was deemed weird stuff.
Right.
So I would buy records from bands, and at some point I had a table at the back of the hall selling records, then I had a living room full of records, and then it was just time to open up a store. And so my goal was like to have a supermarket of every kind of style of music because I'm into so much.
Right.
We have a lot of unusual music here that no one carries except for a couple stores in the US.
Right.
I guess it was a period in the 90s when rappers would drive up, open up their trunks, and they would have these mix CDs that they did. Or they would come in and they'd have these logos around their neck, like I'm from Boss Hog Outlaws.
Right.
I'm selling my stuff.
Yeah.
Don't understand me, cause I'm Boss Hog on Candy. Top down at Maxis with a big Glock 9 handy.
Every DJ was coming in and wanting to sell me screwed CDs. There would be like a version of a CD And then you also had the screwed version of the CD. So you could listen to the regular songs or the super slowed down version.
It's the Mr. Slim Thug, and I just can't quit.
You had this stuff that was slowed down to the point of it just being almost unintelligible. Also because it's slowed down, that same amount of music won't fit on a CD, so they had to chop it up. Hence the chopped and the screwed thing. That stuff was just moving like crazy. Everybody wanted the latest stuff, and that's what moved at that point in time. But you know, maybe a few years later, things changed, and you just have to keep evolving.
Right. How does such a small store get by in a big city like Houston?
Doing a little bit of everything.
Okay.
We might have some really underground punk show here one time, might have a poetry slam thing. I play Indonesian music myself.
Really?
When you have that passion for music, you just find every avenue that you can to do something with it.
You could tell that music was like Chuck's guiding light. It was really cool to see that you had this gym sitting right here in Houston.
The artist I'm visiting with today, his name is Joey Martinez, born here in Lubbock, and he used to get arrested for his graffiti art, but now the city commissions him and pays him to do it. I gotta tell you, I had no idea this was in Lubbock. I didn't know the scene was in Lubbock, and I'm ecstatic about it. So tell me about what we're doing here.
We're just gonna create a pair of Buddy Holly glasses, and
Perfect.
We're just, a simple little outline, and I'm gonna have you fill in.
Cool. We're not gonna get arrested for this. This is
No.
totally legal.
Behind
Inside
closed
your
doors,
studio.
yes. The past couple of years, a lot of people have been requesting a lot of Buddy Holly. So what I'm gonna have you do is you're gonna fill in like these little areas, and I'll help you here after that. If you don't feel comfortable, just let me know.
Oh, I'm gonna do it. Nobody says I feel comfortable. Okay.
You got it.
I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna do it right here. Oh my gosh, I'm nervous. Okay, I'm gonna do it.
Don't be shy.
Okay, I'm not, I'm going for it. This is not as easy as it
I
looks.
promise you're doing great.
Okay,
Boom.
I'm gonna pass the baton to the master. And how was this graffiti art happening for you at the beginning?
I grew up in a neighborhood where there was a lot of gang graffiti. So when I was a kid, one of my best friends, he was killed in a gang fight. After my best friend was murdered, when you see something that has gang graffiti and scratches here, X's and stuff out there, I would go over there and put like Mexican pride or Chicano art or, just whatever it was on top of that. So I started painting over gang graffiti. People would see it and they were like, oh wow, that's a beautiful art piece. I don't want to destroy that. They respected it. I'm glad that I could say that I was able to do that and I experienced it, and I owe it all to spray paint, and graffiti art.
As a musician, I do an invisible art, and you've got the opposite thing going on. So I can hear Buddy Holly's influence in Texas music. How do you think Buddy Holly is influencing you as a Texas and Lubbock artist?
Buddy Holly was an innovator, and here I am trying to bring graffiti into the city of Lubbock. Before, the city was against it. Now they're commissioning me to do work for them.
Right,
So it's really amazing. The collaboration between the two, music and art, it brings out a lot of creativity. And so it influences me a lot. Because, our work is really therapeutic. I'm a disabled veteran. I've been in the Marines and the Army. And, this really helps me cope with a lot of that. It's just I'm putting that pain onto a canvas, and it's like a memory that I'll never forget.
I used to think that graffiti was negative and you would get arrested for it. And I love meeting Joey and hear how it's therapeutic and it's actually changing a city, and that's amazing.
All right, there it is.
Right there, done before our eyes. You're making Lubbock proud. High five again. Done. Perfect. I just got a good drink of the Lubbock Creative Juice, and it was really cool. I don't have much experience with the jam band. Ready, guitar man?
All of this history is just tucked inconspicuously in this little neighborhood. Is that Lil Wayne's blunt?
These are some of the leftovers from the visit from Lil Wayne, indeed.
Yeah.
I feel it's important for us to get out there. We are as much part of this country as anybody else, you know?
Hearing Alvaro reaffirmed that we are on the right path and we just need to keep going.